Hey, it didn't start with me and it didn't start with you. I've always felt like I was different, but now as I've grown older, I've come to realize that maybe I'm not different at all. I just grew up in a dysfunctional household that shaped me into who I am today. And the most painful part of it all isn't what happened to me, but what didn't happen. I never had real conversations with my parents where I was guided or supported. I never felt protected by my own mother. Whenever I was heartbroken and tried to open up, I was dismissed, and I've always been dismissed. As a child, I lived with my siblings and my grandmother, a woman who, in her old age and dementia, couldn't really look after us. So, looking back, I see that I was never truly cared for. Instead, I was the one caring for myself, for my siblings, and even for her. So, by the age of 8, I had responsibilities no child should carry. And by 4 weeks old, I was already with my grandmother. And by 12, I had spent my entire childhood mothering myself. I remember crying as a child and being intentionally ignored because they said I had to toughen up. But when I became an adult and saw children being held, being comforted, and loved by their parents, I realized that never happened for me. That simple comfort, that safety was denied to me. And my mom remarried after my father died. And even when I was very young, she told me she only married to get out of the country, to get a job, and provide for her children. And all those years, she made me feel I had to be grateful, like I was in debt to her choices. I also remember when she remarried and we were all living in the same house, my siblings, my grandmother, and some of my younger cousins. She spent her time going on holidays with her man while I was as young as 3 or 4 years old. I was left at home. Nobody really looked after me. I mean, my siblings were there, but she never checked if I had eaten, if I had showered, or if I had what I needed for school. So I was just left to figure it all out on my own. And fast forward, when I lived with her again, I realized the deeper truth. She's male centered and able to exist without a man. She seems very codependent and always forgiving and protecting men no matter what. I realized it wasn't just about escaping poverty, it was also about her own selfish needs. That realization left me feeling betrayed and manipulated. But again, I am not her. I must consciously decide that I will never be her extension. I've never actually experienced what it feels like to be loved as a child. I was only neglected, especially emotionally neglected. I was let down so many times that my body just learned to protect itself as a survival mechanism. And that survival instinct shows up in my relationships with men. I'm often the one who leaves the moment things begin to get deeper because I'm just scared of it. I'm not used to it, but I recognize that now and I still carry the guilt. In my 20s, my time has been spent getting to know myself, what I like, what I don't like, what truly belongs to me, and what was never mine to carry. And no wonder I've often felt lost, confused, and disconnected from my identity because nobody ever asked me as a child who I wanted to become or what I wanted to become. I was only ever told what to do. Now it feels so liberating to ask myself those questions, to explore, to experience life, and to slowly discover who I really am. I trust that over time I'll know myself in a deeper and stronger way. I've also been learning about epigenetics, how trauma can be passed down through generations, carried in our DNA, even before we are born. And sometimes our sadness isn't fully our own, but the residue of the past pain and the past programming. And my way of breaking this cycle is by being present and conscious. When I feel negative emotions like fear, shame. I just let myself cry, and in the release, I find clarity. Writing, reflection, and sharing have helped me uncover my true self somehow. I am not my DNA, I am not my parents' immaturity, poverty, lust, or poor decisions. I am not my mother's betrayals, her dependence, or her extensions. I have the power to rewrite my reality. And the women before me sacrificed too much, often protecting men who didn't deserve it. And I am here to end that story, and I am here to flip it.